Hey everyone, Charlie Morgan here, and what you can see on the screen is the best and most effective cold email template that you could possibly use to book appointments and get qualified clients on prospects on your calendar today, right now. You can implement this copy immediately and start booking calls tomorrow. Look, I fully understand the temptation to just click to the end and just grab the copy, but don't do that. You need to understand why this works, and blindly copying and pasting some words on a screen it's not going to fix and solve your business. I need to explain how this thing works, why I built it the way I built it, so you can understand how to write your own and become good. I don't want to give you a fish, I want to teach you to fish in this video. Just be patient. If you can't sit for 15, 20 minutes and watch a video from someone that's made $10 million with cold email, how their best cold email script works, and you don't deserve to be successful. So let's go. I know that this copy works because it took my business from the beginning, as you can see here, $0 to $250,000 a month over the course of a year. And we used this exact cold email template to book all of our appointments and close all of our deals. So I'm very excited to share it with you. What I'm going to be doing in this video is revealing it piece by piece like this and explaining the psychology and the idea behind every single component of the cold email so you can actually learn to write your own. What I would not encourage you to do is copy this word for word, because everyone's going to do that and it will stop working. So write your own, but to do that you need to understand why we built it the way we did and how it works. Now, if you need help getting more clients and you're struggling with client acquisition, there's a link in the description you can click. We guarantee unlimited appointments and clients for your business. I don't really care if you click it or not. Shameless plug. Let's actually get into it. So the cold email starts with a simple introduction. Hi, Rob. I hope you're having a great email so far. And what this basically does is it kind of just disarms them slightly. We're not getting straight into the pitch. We're not being too direct. But also, when someone opens a cold email or someone sees a cold email in their inbox, not only do they see the subject line, but they also see the first line or two of the cold email itself, which will be a huge indication as to whether they open it up or not. So we don't want to be pitching here because we don't want to, pitch them before they've even opened the email. Second to that, we then go on to just give them a compliment. And I've actually left the name of this business in here that I sent this to, but I'm sure Rob won't mind. But we just say, I love the look and feel of NLSN marketing, insert business name here, right? You just copy and paste the business name. You guys really look the part. So off the rip immediately, there's a couple things we're doing. First of all, we're calling him out personally, which is just expected these days. Second of all, there's no pitching. This guy doesn't know what this email is about. He's got no indication as to exactly what we do or what the hell. So he's curious. So he opens it. This increases your open rate and ultimately brings the throughput through the system so you can get more appointments. Just a simple compliment. I like quality, which means that we send a large quantity of emails, but those quantities still have some level of quality to them. So we're not personalizing the first line or anything like that, because we still want to get enough volume through to actually have effect. And this little compliment here, or something to this effect, always has a similar effect to a personalized first line, but when you don't have to do the work, basically. So this is where we start actually getting into the pitch. So my team and I have taken a look at your agency, insert business here or whatever niche you have. And we are very confident we can help you get 30 to 90 qualified discovery calls or strategy sessions with business owners interested in your services every single month. So this is kind of like a soft pitch. So the first thing is you always want to reference your team and you, because it makes you seem more official and more proper. So this guy's got a team. We've looked into the business, we're very confident. Whenever you can, use we, not I, because a collective has more authority and trust than an individual. And basically, you just say we've taken a look, or, we've scoped out the business, or we've selected the business, whatever. And then, you're just basically alluding to conviction. So you should know what they want. And this is where you sort of insert your offer statement or your outcome statement. So this is basically, here's what I can get you. Right? And for marketing agency owners, when we were reaching out to them, this was 30 to 90 qualified discovery calls or strategy sessions every month. And we knew the language. So here's where you need to start using language. So, if you're reaching out to, I don't know, let's say you're reaching out to CrossFit gyms. CrossFit gyms, they refer to their members as athletes, right? So if you were reaching out to CrossFit gyms specifically, maybe what you'd say is, I can help you get, 2 to 5 new potential qualified potential athletes through the door, right? Or something like that. So you need to be really careful with your language and make sure that you're, calling people out specifically and using niche specific language. And then, obviously you have a time frame tagged on here, but that's basically the line that we used. Now the next thing, and this was a huge thing, risk reversal. So really what we're doing in these 2 lines, basically as soon as we've got the person to open the email, we're just stating our offer, but we're wrapping it with authority around a group, but we're also just being nice and direct with the outcome. But then once we've stated the outcome and the time frame, which is every single month, that's when we need to start thinking about risk reversal. So our risk reversal was basically, the best part is ... It keeps them reading because they're like, oh, actually this is a bit of a pattern interrupt, right? If we don't deliver, you don't pay. Our agency works on a 100% guarantee basis. So if you don't get results, we don't get paid. And this was true at the time, right? So what this statement here does, this sort of pay on results, pay on performance, pay when you win, no win, no fee sort of statement, is it just gives this, it's no one has the balls to offer this sort of stuff. And honestly, this line here is probably pulling like 30 to 40% of the weight of this email. Like it's really, really effective, okay? So you can find a way to word this that would suit your niche, but you need risk reversal. And you might be thinking now like, I don't know if I've really got the confidence to do that. Like I don't want to like promise things I can't keep. My friend, if you're trying to get clients through any sort of cold outbound method these days and you can't guarantee results and you can't do crazy risk reversal, then you don't deserve to be in business, because we live in a competitive world, right? The next thing is just letting them know that this isn't like an automated message. By the way, this is not an automated message. I am a real person. I recorded a quick video to introduce myself so you can see I'm not blasting you from some software or list. This was very well received. And basically what we would just do is just tell them, like, the whole point of this is just letting them know, like, hey, if you reply, you're replying to me. And this was true as well. So we sent these emails manually for deliverability. We had virtual assistants with multiple accounts and setups. And if you're curious about how that works, link in the description, all the systems are explained there. But like, we would send these manually. We'd land in the inbox every single time because we weren't using software to send. And we could basically make people think that they're special because, like, I made this email specifically for you. Works really well. Now, what we then have here is a Loom video. And the content of this Loom video is basically a quick pitch, like a 1 minute to 2 minute long pitch, elevator pitch, explaining what we do, how it works, and how it can help Rob specifically. And what you can see, the beautiful thing about this is this Loom is entirely automated. So, it's like, I recorded this one, but what we found out a while after was how to completely automate the Loom and make it look like you're recording it for them personally. So what we can see here is we can see the website on the screen. So when Rob opens this email, like, he's seeing a picture of his website with me in the corner and a video. And it's this immediate call to action. So what would happen a lot of the time is people would watch this without even reading the email, which is almost what you want. And then at the end of this video, there would be a call to action in the Loom for them to book a call. This thing crushes. Now, I'm not going to, for the sake of keeping this video short, I'm not going to go through the Loom script on this right now. But if you want me to make another video on exactly how I would script this video out, and I can literally show you this video if you want, just pop in the comments like, can I see the Loom script or something? And I'll make that video and you guys can check it out. And I'll basically just give you the transcript and once again do a psychological breakdown on everything. But this works really well. He has the option to click the video here, to click it here. The main purpose of this email is getting people to watch the video, because if they watch the video, they're almost always booked, right? And we've got a whole, plethora of scripts and stuff that you can use. Now, this bit was important for us because we were reaching out to marketing agency owners, and at the time we had our own agency. So what you want to try and do here before you sign off is just give conviction, because people book appointments and people buy products and services, at least at this high ticket B2B level, because they have confidence that you can deliver them an outcome. And so once we've stated the outcome up here in the time frame, we need to back this up, because people hear this stuff all the time. People hear this shit all the time. So, we've got a conviction statement here, which is if you don't get results, we don't get paid. It's pay on performance, it's guaranteed, we'll give you money back, etc., etc. Then in the Loom, and I'll explain this in the video if you guys want me to make it, this is where we, there's so much, there's a specific method in this video where you can just wrap conviction so heavily, that works really well, but then more conviction. So what I would do here is because we had our own agency at the time of running this, is we actually run an active agency too. It's called Northflow Consulting. It's actually what it was called. And we've generated over 1,000 calls and counting, sometimes getting more than 100 meetings a month. Over the last 4 years, we've served this amount of blah, blah, blah. So what you're doing here, this is where you're giving the authority and the conviction to the we. So remember, you're talking about you and your team. Even if you're on your own, you can talk about you and your team, because you can make up some little white lies to get your way in this world. It's possible. But if you don't have an agency that you're running right now, or you don't have an equivalent, what you can say is we've actually done this and we're working. Even if you just said let's say that you've got 4 clients and you've got a client in America, a client in Dubai, a client in Europe, and a client in Australia. What you could do is you could say we serve clients worldwide across 4 continents. Even though you've only got 4, there's so many ways you can spin this stuff, right? We are an intercontinental agency, and we work across the entire globe, and we'd love to add you to the list of our European clients or something. You just need to think about how you can spin this stuff and make yourself seem bigger than you are. It's kind of like when two animals are squaring off, and do you see 2 birds squaring off, and they'll spread their wings, and the bird that looks the biggest wins the fight. That's kind of what cold email is even if you're small, you need to make yourself look big. And that's how you gain authority, trust, conviction, etc., etc. And so you need some sort of conviction statement here. You won't be able to copy this one because this won't be you, but you get my point, right? Now, the next thing is asking for the call. Now, the call is asked for in the loom, and there's a very specific way to do that. But what we do is you need to be very careful with how you ask for the call, because if you're probably reaching out to business owners, right? If you're doing a B2B service, or at least someone that's busy. So here's how you do it. Instead of just saying would love 15 minutes to chat if you're free, we don't do that. We position it in a far more delicate manner. I would love, so a bit of humility here, right? We're sort of bowing before them, prostrating ourselves before them, lying down you, oh my God. I would love the opportunity to learn more about your business, your challenges and goals, to see if there's a fit. Demonstrating humility in cold email works so well because people can get quite proud. So, there's other lines I would use sometimes, such as it would be an honor to get on a call with you and explore this. Just putting yourself below people is, I know some people might think this is a terrible sales strategy, but it would be an honor to just grab some of your time to explore if there's any sort of fit here. There might not be, blah, 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 right? But that line, was very well received and it works really well. And the whole premise here is basically just having the humility to sort of put them before you and, giving them the power, basically. And so, this is how we position it. Learn more. We're not saying, I want to pitch you, I want to sell you, I want you to buy my thing, I want you to do this, I want you to do that. It's none of that. It's just, I would love the opportunity to learn more about you and your business and your problems and, all this. And then you simply ask for the call. Would you be interested in having a call this week so we can discuss? We're not trying to, when people when people ask for the call, is they make it way too big of a deal. And they put don't put a time frame on the call, because as soon as you put a time frame on the call, it becomes real in their mind that I've got think like that, and they start thinking, and then that's how you lose them. So just, would you want to have a quick call? And then what they'll do is they can reply, and they'll reply you're not sending them a calendar link in the initial email either, because that's how you lose people. The whole point of this first email here is engagement. All we're trying to do here is just get a positive reply, which could be, yeah, I'm up for a call, or sure, here's my number, to which we will then handle that with, a response like a calendar link or a scheduling software. What we then have is the footer, and the footer is more important than you might think. This thing actually does hold some weight, because, the way that you sign off on your email does determine how professional you seem and how trustworthy you seem. And there's little pieces of conviction that we can put in the footer that, might move the needle for you by a couple of percent. But it's all these, a cold email, it's not just, when you break down a cold email, it's not just one thing. To be fair, this line here is a big one for us. This might move a lot of the needle, might do a lot of the work. But when it comes to cold email, it's not one thing that gets people to book. It's a compilation of lots of tiny little things, right? It's kind of like if you say, oh, I love that movie. It's why do you love that movie? You didn't love just one scene. It was all the scenes put together that made you love it. In the same way that if someone responds to a cold email, they're doing it because of all these little things that we're laying out, right? So, first of all, you just put your company, right? Pretty straightforward. We are not including links to anything. The only link that we send in this email is the video. Because what we don't want them to do is go down a research rabbit hole and start making judgments. You list your company name, you do not list your website because it will destroy your deliverability as well. Then what you do is you put a phone number in. So this is huge, because what this does is it makes you seem real. Subliminally in their mind, they might not even read this, but in their mind subliminally, they're looking at this thinking, this guy's just put his phone number in there. And people sometimes would call this and be like, oh, I'm interested in a call, right? So phone number goes in there, really, really important. You put that in. Even if you make it up, hardly anyone's going to call it anyway, but just having it in there just gives a little bit more trust, because if you're a robot or a scammer, you're probably not going to try and put your phone number in there. It's also why, you want to have a profile picture of your face as well. To be fair, this profile picture is not particularly optimized, but I grabbed this from an email in 2021, so I've definitely learned since then. But a picture of your face, because, faces create trust, and people don't trust cold emails, so they can, associate your face with trust. And then the last thing we do is we put in a big boy address. So, Chatterton Rees in central London, SW1, this is like the most expensive postcode in London. Did I live there? Fuck no. Did I work there? Fuck no. Does this give me an insane level of authority that I've borrowed with a small white lie? Fuck yes, right? So, if you're, depending on your country and where you're from, you can see this isn't even a real address. This is just Chatterton Rees. This is like a building block, basically, or like a little road or something, right? But where you can, this is just little bit of minutiae details. Like, oh, he's in London, like SW1. Anyone from the UK knows, like, oh, that's a banging postcode, And once again, just putting a location to your name gives you this extra bit of trust. And I think what you're gathering from this video, and what I'm hoping you're gathering from this video, is it's all about trust. It's a couple of things. It's pattern interrupting. It's grace and humility, and it's trust. If you can do those three things, then it's obviously the offer as well. The offer needs to be good. And an offer is basically outcome, time frame, risk reversal. If you can line all these things up, you'll crush it. And if you want me to make a video on how to record this loom and the exact transcript and how I would go about doing that, then you can just comment down below. Like I said before, if you are struggling to get clients and you want help beyond these videos, link in the description. We actually guarantee that you sign clients and book appointments, and our systems have worked for more than 4,000 people. I'm just going to shamelessly plug it again. I don't care if you click it or not, man. Like, I really don't. But if you need the help, then you need the help. Go and check it out. But that's everything from me. Have a good day. Apply the principles, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.